Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Harakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well, and Shalom to all the brothers doing the work of Syrian truth. Um, yeah, you know, this this situation in, with Ukraine and Russia. You've had it mentioned really from the jump, and it came up again. Well, it came up a few times, like they mentioned Chernobyl, they mentioned, I think they said Ukraine is one of the places in the world with the most nuclear, different kind of nuclear locations in one spot. But it's something that's, it's in the news, it's being mentioned, and it's been brought to the forefront because, you had Putin test out a missile, and people are on edge. The way everyone with the media, you think this guy's is just unhinged. He's out of his mind. He's a crackpot. He's foaming at the mouth. He's lashing out like a child having a tantrum. Smashing shit up, and just to just because he wants he wants Ukraine because he just wants it, because he's just a greedy, despotic, insane person. But obviously with these things going down, as far as these different world leaders, the way they maneuver, especially with Russia, it's not on such a simple level because Putin was KGB, man. He was on a madness. So and the way them men were getting down in in the Soviet Union, it was it was fucking nuts. It was fucking nuts. So yeah. So this is on the Sun. It says nuke danger. Moment Putin's nuclear bomber flies close to Ukraine border in major war escalation. And that's the thing is, Russia's really been blazing a path. And bro, it's actually nuts. It's kind of nuts. Because the whole situation is it's something that's obviously on the cusp. It's on the brink. It's not tipped over just yet. It's kind of wild still. But that's and that for the average person in the world, they're feeling terror at at the prospect that what's it called, a nuclear conflict can occur, and essentially that really is their lives, the way they've been living, what they've been doing is at risk of coming to an end. That's the true terror. They're thinking like, oh shit, what we just gonna, it's like am I actually in danger? I was planning, but I just got this house, and I'm just, just after 5 years I've been working, I'm getting promoted. I'm about to become a vice president. My company, what's going on? But hey, that's the reality. Is all the hopes, all the dreams, all the ambitions, when judgment comes, that shit don't mean nothing. And that's a reality. Look, bruv, what happened in Ukraine? There's people out there that had all kinds of plans going on, all kinds of desires. This is the Chile. Okay. So the Tu-160 strategic bomber. Where did they even get these pictures from? I said east to west. Okay. Uh, the Tu-160 strategic bomber was seen in the skies over western Russia amid huge pressure on the Kremlin over the sinking of the Moskva flagship in the Black Sea. Yeah, they was making a big fuss about Ukraine basically having developed a new missile after the whole situation with Crimea went down. Then they yeah, they are meant to have developed a new missile after Crimea got nabbed, and it's the first time they've ever used it. Like apparently they hadn't even. Well, I think probably they must have tested it, but yeah, it's the first time they used it, and then it's meant to have blown up a Russian ship. So they were gassing that, saying like, oh yeah, Russia should be careful, but there's a step higher things can go, and as far as if you know prophecy, it's gonna go there to where it actually gets nuclear. So this is the Tu-160 is being accompanied by 4 Russian fighter jets and a refueling plane. Huh? So Russian nuclear bombers near Ukraine. Yes, that's like right on the cusp. The Smolensk Tu-95 Kaluga, the Tu-160. So videos today caught 4 aircraft, one used to carry nuclear bombs over Kaluga region between Moscow and the Ukrainian border. The defense ministry in Moscow had not immediately announced the purpose of the mission. Larger Tu-95s have been used a number of times to strike targets in Ukraine with non-nuclear weapons, notably Kh-55 and Kh-101 air-launched cruise missiles. Latest attacks by Russia have concentrated on major cities, including Kiev and Lviv. Yeah, and they're meant to be making the move on, was it Donetsk? I believe it's called Donetsk. Is where they're looking to strike next, it seems. And yeah, Ukraine is getting bulldozed. That's the thing. It's yeah, it's kind of wild, man. Cause well, yeah. People are really trying to not deal. Well, over here in the UK, it's like the sun's come out. People are moving like it's summertime. It was 4:20 yesterday. People were fucking smoking their faces off. Blasting their brains to the moon and back. Outdoors, because yeah, summertime. They're trying to enjoy the the bliss of life, but trying to enjoy the bliss of life. But that's the thing, is these conflicts, these events, essentially the end, the end of Esau's kingdom, of this current rulership. Yeah, it's gonna be real as fuck. So people are really trying to not acknowledge. Let me read this. Isaiah 13 and 14. And it says, "And it shall be a chaste roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people, and flee every one into his own land. Every one that is found shall be thrust through, and every one that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes." And that's the thing, is when these events are taking place, it's a whole different kettle of fish. We're going into a whole different, phase of how things are gonna go on, man. And that's where people are gonna be bugging, man. People are gonna be losing it. funny still, because first the things that are gonna come, people are really not prepared. Now everyone's priority is their life. They're thinking about enjoying the heights, of all Esau's kingdom had to offer. That's all that, like, C-19 don't exist. The war's over. As far as people are really gonna get caught slipping, it's Matthew 24. As in the days of Noah, to be partying, drinking, giving him marriage until the door of the ark shut. Then it was done. It was set. It was sealed. They got obliterated. And now as well, until the judgment comes, till it touches them, they're gonna pursue, all the pride of life. Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled, their wives ravished. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. Yeah, the Medes are going to get stirred up, them Russians, man. They're basically going to do, just as with, the ancient Medes, they're going to be utilized as, a form of weaponry against the current rulership. Because, it's not the actual people, the Medes, the Russians basically just now inhabit, the ancient land of the Medes. That's why they've been called, the Medes within the scriptures. Because they're going to come and they're going to fulfill as well what they need to do. Which is what? Coming against America, coming against New Babylon, which is America. Shall not delight in it. Their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces. And they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency, shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. Yeah, just as they are no longer inhabited, they've been blasted, from the face of the earth. It's going to be the same thing. It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it dwell in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall shepherds make fold there. Yeah, it's going to cease to be a place where people go, to set up and have some form of life. It's instead going to be, some form of life. Yeah, it's instead going to be, what do you call it? It's just going to be a desert. Joel 3:9, it says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Yeah. And that's, you've had that whole, all these different nations, especially the heathen, because going back to end of World War II, even the period just from the first half of the 1900s, kind of going up to World War II, these other nations were of no account. They weren't on any kind of level to be trying to contest or come against Esau. Technologically and whatnot. Esau basically able to go places and just using mainly his blessing, that sword, the weaponries, to to gain the dominance, and that's how he had shit running for a good little while. But now you got where those weaponries, the peak of Esau's weaponry, the nuclear capabilities. Those things, there's various places around the earth that have now got hold of that, man. Hella heathens are running around with it. Because why? Now's the time of the end. Now's the time of the subsiding. And, those nuclear capabilities have been set up for what? For the end of America. For all these nations to come together, turn on her, burn her, make her naked. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Most High. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Yahweh Shabbat. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full. The fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. Multitudes, multitudes in the valley of decision. For the day of the Lord Yahweh is near in the valley of decision. Yeah, valley of decision. That's where it's going to be shown. Those who are with and those who are against. All the enemies basically going to be pulled out there. They're going to be clumped together. And, they're going to be made to destroy each other, man. Um, in the valley of decision. This is what? Revelation 18 and 2. Because with, yeah, them nukes flying, man. That's how it's gonna go. End of America, man. According to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. Yeah, when it's in that desert state, after it's been decimated. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are wax rich through the abundance of her delicacies. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High have remembered her iniquities. Yeah. And something that we're doing, continue to do, just completely staying out of the mindset of this place, man. The American system, which has been spread and pushed globally, all these different nations, everyone's fornicating, everyone's got the same, they've had their minds doused in the the rotten destruction of Esau's philosophies. So we're fully departing out of it. But obviously, you need to eat, you need to live, drink water, or you're gonna drop dead. So you gotta use the world but not abuse it, man. You gotta, have a means of surviving, getting your daily bread and that. Receive not the plagues. For her sins, for reaching to heaven, remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she rewarded you. Double unto her, double according to her works. In the cup which she hath filled, fill to her double. How much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen and am a widow, and I shall see no sorrow. Yeah, anything, reward her even if filled unto a double. How much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Most High Power who judgeth her. Yeah, that fire, man. Because that's hey. That's how cold it's gonna get. It's gonna be that fire. That's the thing is, he's put in movies. He's pushed the vibration out there, but it's like it's funny because a lot of those movies, the same with the transhumanist agenda. It just gets people kind of looking at the world and having their mind and their approach to the world viewed through a certain lens, but they don't realize like, oh yeah, fucking hell. Jesus. But yeah, they don't realize that these things, these things are going to manifest in reality. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her. Right now, no one's thinking there's any chance of America getting taken out. They're just thinking like, oh, Russia's gone mad. Putin's gone mad. The rest of the world is gonna have to band together to fuck them up. When hilariously, through prophecy, it's gonna be America where everyone's gonna band together to put the smack down on that candy ass. Fucking hell. Standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come, and the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise any more. After the spirit gets put in them to put this place on smash, they're really gonna that's fucking funny. To put this place on smash. Then they're still gonna regret being gone down, man. Till they get the chain slapped on them, man. Yeah, people are lost, man. People are bugged. But hey, that's where this thing's going. But yeah, I'll leave it there. Shalom. Shalom. Shalom.